Good evening, students. I'm sure you all are fine at your place. Students, today we are going to start lesson number 4 from the book Beehive, and the name of the chapter is A Truly Beautiful Mind. As you can see in the image, only you can get the idea. We are going to know about Albert Einstein, right? He is the one who is said to have a truly beautiful mind. But why is he said to have such a mind? So that is what we are going to see. That क्यों कहा जाता है that he had a truly beautiful mind. So students, basically this lesson is a biographical account of Albert Einstein. He was a great scientist, as you all know. The title of the chapter, A Truly Beautiful Mind, refers to Albert Einstein. This is a short biography in which some of his qualities have been highlighted, like Albert's interest in mathematics and physics, and also his humanitarian attribute. Very important that he was a person who believed in welfare of others. Okay, so the title A Truly Beautiful Mind makes one wonder how a scientist's mind can be beautiful. So generally it's like कि एक scientist का mind beautiful कैसे हो सकता है. Okay, it is so because in this lesson we come across another aspect of Einstein. That means, except being a genius, we come across some other aspect. और भी कुछ है जो Einstein को beautiful, with beautiful mind बनाता है. So what is that? And what was that aspect? He was a humanitarian. That means he believed in welfare of other human, right? He advocated world peace, non-violence, and that is why the title refers to him as a truly beautiful mind. That means he was a genius. He was a good, great scientist. But along with that, he had that feeling, that, nature of humanitarian. Okay, so that made him with a truly beautiful mind. That refers him as a truly beautiful mind. So this lesson talks about Albert Einstein. It's a short account. It's a short biography of Albert Einstein. Okay, so the theme of the lesson is a sensitive human mind who advocated for world peace. He advocated, that means he fought for world peace. Okay, the main characters involved are obviously Albert Einstein, his mother, Mileva Maric, Elsa Einstein's friend, President Roosevelt. Okay, these are the main characters that we are going to come across in this lesson. So students, let us start with the count. The story recounts the life of an outstanding scientific personality, Albert Einstein, from his birth till his death. Okay, it's a short journey, his journey. Albert Einstein was born on 14th of March in 1879 in the German city of Ulm. For about 2.5 years, he could not speak, and when he did learn to speak, he uttered every word twice. So basically, students, he was born on 14th of March 1879 in one of a German city, Ulm, and he had for 2.5 years he could not speak, right, when he was born. So 2.5 years is a big time. So he could not speak. And when he used to speak, he used to utter every word twice. He used to speak every word twice. दो बार बोलते थे वो हर word को. So basically he was a late talker. Okay. And his playmates called him brother boring, and his mother regarded him a freak because of the abnormally large size of his head. So basically students, his playmates, right, his friends and all, they used to call him brother boring because they found him boring. Okay, when he used to speak twice, like double words. And most importantly, his mother used to think him as a freak. Okay, who's a freak? It's basically a person who's not interested in talking to others. Okay, so who is behaved differently. Okay, जिनका behavior थोड़ा different होता है. Okay, and basically why she used to think of him like that, because he had a big, like his head seemed much too large. His head was a bit big according to his age. Okay, उनके age के according का head थोड़ा big था. So it was like abnormal for his mother. So he used to call him or regard him as a freak. And even at school, his headmaster regarded him as a stupid and good for nothing. Okay, so even his headmasters, teachers, and all of them, they regarded him as a stupid and the one who's not good for anything. Okay, he basically loved mechanical toys. Okay, and once, for his newly born sister, the name of the sister, that girl was Maja, right? And he said that fine, but where are her wheels? So can you imagine, he thought his sister to be a mechanical toy. उन्होंने क्या सोचा कि उनकी sister क्या है, एक toy है. So he asked that where are her wheels? So that means he thought differently. उनकी जो thinking थी, it was different because he loved mechanical toys. उनको mechanical toys बहुत पसंद थे. So looking at his sister, he just asked that where are her wheels, because he thought that it was a toy. Even his headmasters used to say that he'll never make a success at anything. But he proved them all wrong. But उन्होंने सबको wrong prove कर दिया. Right? At the age of 6, on the behest of his mother, he learned to play the violin. He became a gifted violinist. At the age of 15, his family shifted to Munich. He did not feel at ease with the strict regimentation of the school and left it for good. So when Albert was of 6 years, on the orders, behest means orders of his mother, he learned to play violin, right? And he became a gifted violin. Okay, he got interested in playing violin and all. And at the age of 15, his family shifted to Munich. Okay, again a German state, his family shifted there. But he did not feel at ease with the strict regimentation rules of the school there, and he left that school. He decided that he'll leave that school, as it was strict there and he used to have clashes with the teachers and all. So he decided at the age of 15, he decided that he will leave that school because of the strictness there. And now he asked his parents to, continue his education in German speaking Switzerland, in a city which was more liberal than Munich. That means he wanted to study at a place which was liberal. Liberal means which was not so strict, जो ज़्यादा strict नहीं होता है. Okay, so later on, for higher education, he joined the University of Zurich because the atmosphere there was more liberal and amenable to new ideas and concepts, and he showed more interest in physics and mathematics, right? So basically, he joined that place, that school, because atmosphere there was more liberal. That means there were no strict rules and there were a number of new ideas and concepts which he loved. Okay, so he started his education there. So obviously he was interested in physics and mathematics, students, but he showed interest in some other things also. Like, he also felt a special interest in a fellow student, Mileva Merrick, whom he found to be a clever creature. So basically, he started liking one fellow student, Mileva Merrick, and he found her, creative, clever creature. Okay. She had come to Switzerland because of the University of Zurich was one of the few where women could get their degrees. So basically, वो क्यों आए थे यहाँ पे? Switzerland क्यों आए थे? Because at this place ना, people could this women could easily get degrees. Women को degrees दे दी जाती थी. Now degrees means your graduation degrees and all. Okay, so that's why she came to Switzerland at this university, because this university provided degrees to women. Okay, so Einstein saw in her ally against Philistines. Now ally means just like friend. So he found her to be a friend, and she was not like others. Like, she was not like his parents, she was not like playmates whom who thought that Einstein was what, boring brother. Okay, so basically she was just like him. Okay, so he just liked her. Okay, they fell in love. Letters survive in which they put affection, and Einstein wrote. So basically, they fell in love, they wrote letters to each other, and Einstein once wrote, "How happy and proud I shall be when we both have brought our work on relativity to a victorious conclusion." So he just wrote, एक दिन उन्होंने क्या लिखा, that we would be so happy and proud if we both will come together, we'll work hard on our theory of relativity, जिस पे वो work कर रहे थे, and they would make it a success. Okay, so This shows that they both were to each other, right? They wanted to succeed together. In 1900, at the age of 21, he was a university graduate. वो graduate हो गए थे, right? And but he was unemployed, and he worked, but after that he just worked as a teaching assistant, and he used to give private lessons, and finally he got a job also at Bern as a technical expert in patent office. Okay, he got a job, right? But when he was doing his job, secretly he was creating his own ideas. वो secretly क्या कर रहे थे? अपने ideas create कर रहे थे, right? And he used to say his desk, अच्छा उन्होंने अपने desk का क्या name रखा था? He used to call his desk as Bureau of Theoretical Physics. That means he was, so passionate that he wanted to become a scientist, and he called his desk, जहाँ पे वो work करते थे ना, उस desk को he called it as Bureau of Theoretical Physics. So I've told you that after completing his education, he worked as a technical expert in patent office at Bern, and he also, worked secretly on relativity theory. And in 1905, he published his paper on special theory of relativity, followed by the world famous equation E is equal to mc square. So basically, he formed this. He, invented this famous, world's most famous formula, which describes the relationship between mass and energy. And the formula is, I must say, E is equal to mc square, where E is energy, m is mass, and c is speed of light in a vacuum. Okay, so he invented this world famous formula. So you all should know that he invented this relativity theory, this formula describing relationship between mass and energy, and the formula is E is equal to mc square. Okay, so now I've already told you that he met a fellow student, Miliva Merrick, at the age of a university, and that girl was obviously equally intelligent and clever like he was. Now later on they get married. Obviously बहुत सारे obstacles आए, right? Because his mother was against it, because this girl was older than Einstein. ये उनसे बड़े थे. Okay, so Einstein's mother was against it. वो उनके against थे. But then too, what happened? They got married. They had 2 sons. But unfortunately उनकी marriage work नहीं करी, right? So basically they had, fights and all. They used to argue, and the girl, she turned into an unhappy housewife. So after years of constant fighting, the couple finally got divorced in 1919. Okay, they got separated in 1919. Okay, and after that Einstein just married his cousin Elsa the same year. So he got married with his cousin Elsa the same year. Okay, so this was the, problems that he faced in his private life, right? Now, in 1915, he published his paper on general theory of relativity, which gave an absolutely new definition to concept of gravity, and this theory made him a famous figure. So in 1915, it was a chapter which raised, he just raised the standard. He just became famous in this year, as he published his paper on his theory, general theory of relativity, which made him so famous, right? In 1919, during the solar eclipse, his theory came out to be accurate and revolutionized physics. So basically it was proven correct also. During one solar eclipse, ये show हो गया that this theory is perfectly accurate. Okay, in 1933 he emigrated to USA as Nazis had come to power in Germany. So basically, who were Nazis? These were the members of National Socialist German Workers' Party. Okay, and they became powerful in Germany. Okay, that means they were gaining power in Germany. So basically, students, Albert Einstein, he didn't want, his finding and research, जो भी उन्होंने research की अभी तक, to be used for destruction, right? He never wanted that whatever he had, invented to be used for destruction. किसी भी, destruction में वो सब चीज़ें काम आए. So in 1938, when Germany discovered the principle of nuclear fission, he was the first person to write to American president about dangers of atomic bombs. So he even wrote to the president, American president, Franklin D. Roosevelt, on 2nd of August 1939. Okay, because he wanted, to warn him, which he warned that a single bomb or atomic bomb could, if it get exploded in any port or something, it will destroy the whole port together. That means it was so destructive. Okay, so it was so destructive, right? But the Americans developed the atomic bomb, and they dropped it on Japanese cities. You all know Hiroshima and Nagasaki in August 1945. In 1945, when America dropped the atomic bombs on Nagasaki and Hiroshima, he was deeply hurt, right? He was deeply hurt, and this shows that he had that humanitarian attribute. Like, he was, into welfare. He wanted to help others, and he wanted to contribute to human welfare. Okay, this shows this, right? And he wrote to United Nations for the formation of world government to prevent recurrence of such destruction. उन्होंने, he fought for it. He fought for non-violence, right. He fought, and he just wrote to the government that there should be no such destructions in future. Recurrence means repetition of such destruction. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए, because number of people lost their lives, right? And he spent his later days in politics. So now that time he decided that he would get into politics. Okay, and he decided to end the arms build up. Arms means here all these, weapons and all. He wanted to end their end their construction. That means end of these atomic bombs and all. Okay, their build up. And he started using his popularity. उन्होंने क्या किया, उनकी जो पॉपुलैरिटी थी, इतने फेमस थे, he started using it for peace and democracy. He started using it for peace of the country, for the place and democracy के लिए, right? And this shows that उन्होंने अपनी फेम को, उन्होंने अपनी पॉपुलैरिटी को, he never used it for himself, he used it for other people, right? This shows his humanitarian attribute. Okay, and he died at the age of 76 in the year 1955, but he was celebrated as visionary. Okay, and what's a visionary? Visionary is like, who can just think about future. Okay, in, a good way, brilliant way. Okay, he was celebrated as visionary and world citizen as much as a scientist. Obviously he was celebrated. He was a, great scientist, but along with that he was a visionary also, who had a beautiful mind for future. Kitna acha mind tha that he thought for it. He fought for all this non-violence. That means, that is why the title is a truly beautiful mind, because every scientist does not like him, na. Okay, although he was a good scientist, but along with that he had a beautiful mind. He had a beautiful vision. Vision means when you can think anything in your mind for future, that you want to establish this. So he had this beautiful mind. So along with being a scientific genius, he was a scientific genius, but along with that he had a truly beautiful mind, and that is our lesson. Okay, that's why he is said to he is said to have a truly beautiful mind, because he had that humanitarian attribute along with scientific knowledge. Okay, so this was our lesson, students. So now I hope the title of the lesson is clear to you. Why is it titled as a truly beautiful mind? Because along with scientific knowledge, this person, this genius, Albert Einstein, had that humanitarian attribute of welfare. So students, this was a brief account, a biography of Albert Einstein, his private life, all his inventions and hard work. Okay, and how he wasn't born with any special sign, but by working hard. And he was always, ignored by mother. He was always, said boring by the playmates. But then too, he worked on it. He worked on his interest. And then he became such a famous genius scientist. Okay, so we all should work like this. We should never think about, what other people say. And we should just be goal oriented. Whatever you want to do, just be goal oriented, work towards it, and you'll definitely achieve. Because no one is born with special sign. कोई ऐसा नहीं होता कि that person is born with special sign that he or she will become a successful one. Okay, so we have to create our own destiny. I hope you all enjoyed this journey of Albert Einstein. And I literally hope that you all will work well for your future, be goal oriented, not to think about others, whatever they say. Okay, just work on your goals and be a visionary like him. Okay, whatever you have thought, achieve it. And you'll definitely achieve it, but be positive. And yeah, work hard, put on your efforts, right? And you will definitely achieve whatever is there on in your vision. Okay, so be a visionary like him. I hope you have understood the lesson. Go through it again. If any doubt, please contact me, students. Right? I'll see you all in your next class. Till then, just take care, students. Take care. Bye bye.